Hi, this is going to be a video showing how I'm going to take Jamberry wraps. Now this is a retired wrap, so don't fall in love with it. It is retired. This one is called a Budding Cobalt, and it is a Jamberry nail wrap. I went through my different wraps, and I wanted to find something that would go well with this color, which is an extremely light purple, grayish purple, and it's just gonna go really well with one of these colors. Let's see if I can get this to focus better. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure that you have properly cared for nail beds and cuticles. I am going to put this wrap over gel polish, and so my nails are currently, the cuticles are already pushed back. They're in great shape to have a nail wrap put on. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the tools I'm going to use. I have the wrap. I'm going to use an alcohol prep pad, a small pair of scissors, an orange stick, a nail file that has a strong tip, a rough nail file. I'm going to finish with a glass file. I have my Jamberry heater, and then after I put the Jamberry wrap on, I'm going to finish with a top gel coat, and then I'm going to cure that coat to have a finished gelled and Jamberry wrap look. So that is what we are going to do today. So first I'm going to go ahead and start by taking the wraps and trying to identify what size is going to go with the finger I want done. I've chosen to do the middle finger, and so what I'm going to do is take a look at the wraps. I'm going to size it up. I'm going to line it up with my actual finger, and I'm going to take a look around the edges and find the one that fits the closest without ending up on my finger. I only want this on the actual nail bed of the nail. Let's see, how do I get this to focus better? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one. So for me, the middle finger is gonna be the fourth one in. The next thing I'm gonna do, once I've identified which one of these is going to fit best for that finger, I'm going to take a look on the underside and kind of eyeball where I think the proper length is going to be, or you can go ahead and just divide it in half. It's going to give you two separate fingers for one full manicure. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my orange stick, and I'm going to start to pull the wrap up. It's very important to not touch the adhesive portion of the wrap with your fingernail, because you do not want to get your oils on the adhesive. Before I cut that, I am going to go ahead and take the alcohol wipe and just gently go over that nail, just to make sure, because I was using some cuticle oil a short while ago, and I want to make sure that's taken off, so I'll let that dry real quick. All right, so then we're going to go back, and I've got my wrap, and I've got my orange stick. I'm going to gently pull it up a little bit. I'm going to identify where I want to cut it. I'm going to take my little scissors, and I'm going to go ahead and trim a piece. Okay, so here I have the Jamberry wrap on my orange stick, and I have not touched it with my fingers. Next, I'm going to make sure that I have my heater. I'm going to go ahead and push the button. It's going to start heating up, and while that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and find the right place on my finger. I'm going to change the lighting a little bit, so hopefully we can see this. so that, let me try to move it all together. There we go. So I'm going to flip it over so I can kind of see it. And I'm going to go ahead and, now I have not heated this up. I'm going to go ahead and line it up to my finger, just kind of eyeballing it, and I'm going to lay it down. Now, when you want to make sure that the wrap is not going to touch your cuticle, because you do not want your wrap on your actual skin. So that's not quite set up where I want it to, because if I laid this all the way down, I'm going to have a little bit more nail than I'd like to have showing. So I'm just going to use the orange stick and I'm going to peel it back up. Now these are activated, the sticky portion is activated by heat. So right now what I'm doing is basically a cold application, and this is what I at the moment prefer to do because I'm still working on perfecting how to get these properly seated. And to be honest, I haven't done this over gel yet, so this is brand new to me. But I think as I lay it down, that's going to be pretty good fit. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. So what I'm going to do now while it's still cold is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to push it in down the middle and push it all the way out in one flat motion. And I'm using some pressure to go ahead and push that down. And I want this adhesive to stick really well with that finger. So once I have it pushed down towards the middle, I'm going to go ahead and go to the side, and I'm going to do one just straight down the side. And then we'll do down the middle again, and I'll go to the other side, and I'm going to push this down. So I'm really trying to make sure that the adhesive is firmly connecting and bonding with that nail. So right now I do have, like I said earlier, I do have gel polish on. And so I'm just making sure, I want to make sure that we've got a good seal happening. I don't see any bubbles. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take the heater, and you do not need to do this for very long. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and push it down again, straight down the middle. Now, and you will notice that the end of the wrap, which is obvious, I mean, it's too long for your nail. So what we're doing is that might start to curl under a little bit with the heat. Go ahead and heat it up. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go down the sides. And again, it's using the firm pressure, making sure you've got that nice, beautiful seal. And you're checking and make sure that there's no little bumps. Sometimes if you have a curved nail bed, it's possible that you're going to run into like super curved nails, where if you have the flat and then like the end of your nail kind of goes up a little bit, you might run into a little bit of difficulty with applying these and getting them to lay properly. Just takes practice. It takes a good firm pressure. And I am missing one of my tools now that I'm at this spot. So hold on 1 second while I go find the other applicator. Alright, so this is what I was missing, is the little push stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and heat this up again with the heater. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to take this rubber edged cuticle pusher basically, and I'm going to use this, go straight to the edge, firm pressure, I'm going to use the firm pressure, go out to the sides, making sure that that adhesive is firmly set to the nail. I'm going to go ahead and do the heat again. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do that again. firm pressure to the sides. I go from start in the middle and go all the way out to the side. All the way out to the side. And then I'll do the bottom using that firm pressure. And this is what's going to help it stick to the nail and give you the longest lasting manicure that you can get. I'll do the heat again. 1, 2, 3. Just using this to make sure that fit is perfect. All right, so what we're gonna do next, you can see that I left a lot of extra on this wrap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my hand over so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And then I'm just gonna use this pair of scissors and snip away some of that extra. There's no reason for me to have that there, a little bit too much. So I've go ahead and snipped that off. It's still, you can see it here on my scissors. I'm gonna go ahead and heat it up one more time. And just because I've got that edge where now I can kind of see my fingernail a little bit better, I'm just gonna make sure that that edge is pushed down nicely and sealed. And once I like how that feels and looks, I'm gonna finish rubbing that down. Next, I'm going to take the rough nail file and I'm gonna take the file and I'm gonna file straight down. So I'm gonna take this and file straight down. And this is gonna file off that excess, that extra nail wrap that is hanging from the edge. So I'm just gonna trim that. And then you're gonna see it's gonna start coming off that way. And that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So I'm gonna make sure, you might have to go in from a little bit of an angle. And that's quite all right. And that went ahead and that kind of fell off. I'm gonna take a look and just kind of eyeball it. Okay, and that's how it's gonna end up. You can kind of see where the edge is. Now I like to go ahead and heat up again. Kind of find that sweet spot. And then with the soft rubber pusher, I'm gonna go ahead and push the edges. Really make sure, I mean, it's all about getting the longest life out of your manicure, is making sure that you've got the best seals possible. You don't want to try leave anything open to get water in under. It's the same, nail polish is the same thing as a wrap. You don't want to leave any openings for water to come in. I use my nails a lot as tools. You know, you use them to open things. My kids are always asking for me to help get cans open, just anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I've got the best seal possible. And I really like how that's fitting. I'm gonna heat it up again, just a quick heat. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure we've got that. Now at this point, I'm gonna take a look and look how gorgeous that is. Beautiful accent nail. Now I could finish there. You can feel, you want to go ahead and feel around the edges, make sure everything's smooth. If there's something that's not quite smooth as you would like it, you can go ahead and see if there's anything to file off. You can heat it again with the heat and do a little bit more pressure in the spot that you want to get it a little bit tighter to your nail. That is essentially done. Once it feels good, your edges are nice and clean, you haven't gotten anything on your cuticles because it fits properly, it's not on the side of the finger, it's perfect right on the nail. Now what I'm going to do now, because I do have a gel polish on these other fingers, is I'm going to go ahead and turn off my lamp. I'm going to go ahead and I want to put a gel top coat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my the gel lamp. And I'm going to get this plugged in, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a top coat, a clear gel top coat over this wrap. Because I did, when I put the wrap on, I left enough, a teeny tiny, you can't really see it in this camera, but there is a teeny tiny portion of actual nail bed or nail that isn't covered by the wrap, which is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Because what I'm going to do is take this wrap, which is beautiful, beautiful with this manicure that I did. I'm going to take this top coat, try not to be completely in front of the camera, and I'm going to do a teeny tiny top coat of gel directly over this wrap. And I'm going to work to make sure that I do get it on the very edges of the wrap to the nail. And I'm also going to cap, which means I'm going to go around the very edge of this wrap. And then I'm going to pull this top coat back over to kind of just help seal in everywhere that I can, just to give myself a little bit more wear. And then it adds a beautiful shine. Now the Jamberry wrap already has a gorgeous shine, but this is just for me to seal it in a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in, and I'm going to cure that. It's a top coat. So I'm just going to do it for a few seconds. Now, if you're familiar with doing gels, you want to make sure that you do your base coat, a very light base coat. And once you have the base coat cured, you go ahead and do 2 or 3 of your color, 2 or 3 layers of your color, making sure that between each layer you cure the polish completely. Otherwise, it won't turn out quite as well as you might like. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look. So that is cured. Look how gorgeous that is. And after you use, that's the top coat. So when you're done with that, I'm just going to double check. You take, once again, you take your alcohol wipe. And with any of your gel polishes, you're going to go ahead and just apply that to take off the sticky residue. And that is it. Look how gorgeous that is. That is the Jamberry wrap over gel polish. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you got some information from it. Let me know questions if you have any questions, and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.